dragon. At this time, the furious dragon looked at what was happening and realized that the pathetic attack of the humans would not harm him. This energy beam carried away the family of the dragon's magical wing. Ji Goming looked back and saw how the dragon's wing began to evaporate. The brown-haired man looked back furiously and was glad that Xavier's attack worked and asked him to continue. These blue rays of attack enveloped the magical dragon, who was indignant at such tricks. The main character immediately extended his hand towards the excited Alicia and asked to borrow her sword. She immediately handed the sword over to him with a dumbfounded look. She watched as he was about to approach Xavier, said that they should hit at the same time from different sides so that the dragon could not return. He held his fiery blade in his hands and furiously twisted his face, screamed an explosion. The dragon opened his mouth in bewilderment. Alicia also watched in shock at what was happening. At this time, Xavier, together with Lloyd, directed their fire attacks towards Targa. The dragon managed to cover himself with his magic wing from the fire attack. Xavier's blue energy beam was also reflected. The guys looked at what was happening bloodthirstily, did not understand why their attack was reflected, as if the monster had only become stronger. The knight looked angrily at the gentleman, who dumbfoundedly bulged his eyes. The knight watched as Alicia grabbed Lloyd, who fell without resistance, and asked him for help. They immediately grabbed Lloyd and were about to throw him out. The protagonist's eyes widened in horror, looking at the monster's open mouth. The queen swung her glowing palm and told Lloyd to follow her instructions and scream. She immediately slapped him on the butt. Xavier held the protagonist by the neck, who stuck out his tongue in horror and screamed. They flew further and further away from the dragon, which was shaking convulsively. Then it began to lag behind, and the guys flew further and further. Alicia, with a malicious smile, smiled and said that Lloyd succeeded thanks to the benefit of his crooked face. The knight continued to hold the protagonist by the neck, who looked on cold-bloodedly with tears in his eyes. The dragon was hovering in the air at this time and realized that it was the one who had rid Magentano of poison and the one who had finished off the herd of mastodons, namely the one who had defeated